Hi everybody, welcome to another EZLynx Live. I'm your host Ryan Beukema. On today's show, we got some really cool things to show you guys. For our customers in Massachusetts, we're going to be highlighting our brand new eStamp feature. It came out in our last release, so we're going to show you guys how to access it, how to get it all set up. We're also going to be talking about a brand new integration inside of EZLynx Connect. It's our Fenris integration. This allows you to be able to do vehicle lookups inside of the EZLynx radars. So this is a really neat thing. So we're going to focus on kind of those things in today's show. But to start things off, I want to talk about our Did You Know kind of segment. This is where we highlight some neat features in the system that they already exist today, and kind of show you guys what they are and maybe how to incorporate them into kind of a general workflow at your agency. So what I'd like to talk about today is our Policy Sync feature. With EZLynx Management System's Policy Sync, you can quickly update your auto and your home application information inside of EZLynx whenever your download actually comes in. This is really helpful to be able to have whenever you're trying to maybe requote during kind of your renewal time. So it saves you a lot of time, allows you to just sync up the right data and actually be able to actually run another quote with the most accurate and up-to-date information. So let's go ahead and get into EZLynx. I want to show you Policy Sync, and then what I want to do is I want to actually run through kind of a workflow that you may be able to utilize to incorporate into your agency, right, to get the most out of Policy Sync. So let's get into EZLynx real quick. So this is the customer's account, which you're all familiar with. In the scenario that we're going to talk about for the agency, let's say the renewal has come in, and we know that the vehicle in the renewal is different than what we have in our old rating application, right? They bought a new car during the course of this policy. A lot of things could happen. Maybe you're even adding a driver, and this could happen at renewal, or even before that, you could add a driver. The idea or the point here with Policy Sync is that you can take the policy information here and sync it to your application so you don't have to do any dual entry, and you can rate with the most up-to-date information. So all you have to do is come over here, take Other, hit Sync. This is going to bring up a modal where it's going to let you see kind of what the differences are, right? So if we come over here to the drivers, that's all locked down, but if we come to vehicles, we can see that originally it was a 2015 Jeep Cherokee. Now it's a 2023 Grand Cherokee. I'm guessing their rates are going to go up. That's just a quick guess on this one. But if everything is good, you'd go through each one of these tabs and make sure everything's right. If everything's good, then what you go ahead and do is you click Save. It's going to ask you to confirm. And what we're going to do is we're going to update the rating application with the information that came in from, say, the downloaded renewal, or say a manual change that you added yourself to the policy when editing it. Either way, it's going to update the actual auto application with the most up-to-date information. So if we come over here to the driver's step, we'll see the correct driver. If we go to vehicle, there we go. We'll see it actually has the Grand Cherokees now in there. It's not the regular Cherokee. It's already been updated for you, so now you can go back through the rest of your rating process and submit and get a quote and make sure everything's okay for the customer if you wanted to maybe run it through some additional rates. Because I think with this one, the rate went up when the renewal came in, so maybe you do want to remarket it. But you can remarket it with the most up-to-date information about, say, the vehicle, the driver, all that stuff. Another thing to kind of note here is, as you're going through one of these policy syncs, you might want to have your insured actually confirm the information. Like, is this information correct, yes or no? And there's a simple way to do that. You can actually utilize the Pearl. So this all kind of ties in really well during renewal when you sync the policy. If you also then want to send information off to the insured to say, hey, can you confirm this information is correct for us? Just go ahead and click on that Pearl icon. It's going to send an email, a link to the customer so that they can go in and view their information. We're going to go ahead and send that over. So that's going to send a Pearl link. This is going to be a secured site where they can go and they can look at their personal information, the vehicle information, their driver details, all that stuff. You can actually look at that. So let me pull up, if you pull up the email just real quick to show them. This is what your insured is going to see. They're going to get an email that looks like this. This is, of course, from one of our test accounts. Yours might have a little bit more detail in it if you kind of customize it yourself. But if we go ahead and click on that link that's there, that's going to open up a tab where your insured is going to have to just confirm some basic details. And it's really easy stuff. Their last name and the zip code. That's it. I mean, it's not hard for people to get that. Beukema. They'll know what this is. It's not like they have to remember a password. They're going to verify. And they're off to the races and running. This takes about 3 to 5 minutes to complete. It's going to ask them to go through each one of the different steps. So, for example, we've got their personal information right here. We can see information. Oh, we got to make a quick little fix right here. Let's make sure we have the occupation set in for them. Okay. Vehicles. Here's the vehicle step. Notice that it's going to show the Grand Cherokees now there, and they may go in and actually edit and make some of those corrections. But you're able to send all this information over to them. Once they're done, they confirm it. You get an email back saying, your insured's confirmed the information. You're off to the races and running, and you could go off and do another rate during remarketing if you want. But this is a really great tool to be able to utilize in conjunction with Policy Sync. You'd sync the information correctly into the system. You'd get it ready for the application. You'd send over the PERL to the insured, and you'd say, check this off and make sure it's all correct before I run your rate for you, and we see if we can't get you a better deal than what came in at the renewal. So really, really powerful tools that we have here in the system that we wanted to definitely highlight for y'all. Some existing functionality that's there today. For our Massachusetts customers in our last release, we now allow you to be able to upload and use your eStamps for your Mass RMV forms. This can be used on your customer's registration and title applications. This is a really neat feature that we had last release, so let's get back into EZLynx. We want to show you where it is, how to access it, and how to get the actual eStamp set up. All right, something new that we have for our Massachusetts customers, you now have the ability to add in your eStamp signature, stamps into the documents that you generate for your customers doing business up in Massachusetts on those forms. How do you actually get this whole thing set up? Pretty simple. Just come over to the settings page, go up to where it says the carrier quoting setup, and you're going to want to filter it down to the carriers that you're working with in Massachusetts. So for example here, Travelers is one of our carriers that we have an appointment with in Massachusetts for, say, our auto policies and our auto quoting. So there's two things that you can do. You can either type an actual eStamp signature, which will generate kind of a generic signature for you from the system, or you can upload one. So if you have one already set up at your agency, you can take an image of it, make sure that you're using the acceptable size here, but you can upload it into the system and then submit it for approval. Once a stamp gets submitted for approval, that can take anywhere between a few days, a day to maybe a few days to get set up in the system and get all approved. We actually communicate with Massachusetts to make sure everything's signed off on and good to go, and then we'll communicate back to you when you're able to utilize this eStamp in your documents. So how do you use it? Well, let's actually go into a customer's account real quick here. All right, one thing that you're going to want to do is when you come up here, you're going to want to maybe go to, say, Add Forms. Okay. You're going to see this one right here that says RMV forms. These are going to be for forms that are good out there in Massachusetts, right? So the two that we can utilize right now are going to be the registration title application, and then we also got notice of title transfer. So let's go ahead and go into the registration and title application. When the actual document gets generated here, towards the bottom of the second page, there is a field, and let's go ahead and scroll down and take a look at it. There we go. There's a field where you can add in your signature. This is where you can actually assign an eStamp if you want. You can select from one of your approved stamps. Just go to Actions, Add eStamp, and we'll select the one that we were just working with in Travelers, the Standard Fire Insurance. And when you add in the eStamp, what the system's going to do is it's going to actually add it into this document, which is already kind of pre-filled with some information that you've already put in. But if you come down here, you'll now see your eStamp added in, and then you're ready to go. You can save the form, submit it off to whomever you may choose to be able to submit it off to, and you can utilize your eStamp now up there in Massachusetts for all of our Massachusetts agencies. Last but not least today, we'd like to talk about Fenris. Fenris is one of our new integrations inside of EZLynx Connect and allows you to perform your auto lookups inside of the EZLynx Rater. So let's head back into EZLynx real quick and let's show you guys how to get the integration set up and what it looks like inside of EZLynx Rating. So go ahead, let's head over, there we go, EZLynx, let's head over to Home, okay. And then you'll notice right here in the Connect Marketplace, we have the new Fenris kind of integration card, and this is going to allow you to pre-fill your drivers into vehicles. Okay, so if you come over here, make sure you get set up. Setup is pretty simple. Just go ahead and hit the sign up here. This will take you over to the site where you actually get all your agency's information entered in and get set up with Fenris. The one thing we do want to note is we do have a couple of different options to be able to do the auto driver and vehicle lookup. If you want to utilize Fenris, just make sure this is the only one that is enabled. If you need to disable any of the other lookups, vendors, you can reach out to our support department. They can actually get those things turned off so that you can utilize the new one that we have here. But once everything's set up, if we go back over to EZLynx, let's click on just a customer. Here we go. What I want to do is I just want to kind of show everybody what it looks like, the lookup. It's very familiar. If you're used to doing lookups when doing the rating process, then this is something that you're used to, right? So if you go ahead and hit pre-fill drivers on the driver step, It's going to give you the address for where you're going to do the lookup, right? And that's coming from your actual customer's account. It's going to ask you to, like normal boilerplate stuff, the user agreement, make sure you agree to that. And then here's the information that's come back from Fenris. This is all of the individuals, drivers that can be pre-filled. This is also the vehicle that came back that can be pre-filled. So if maybe you also want to include, say, Alex here, you would select Alex and then click pre-fill, and that's going to pre-fill both the drivers and that vehicle into the EZLynx rater so that you can continue the rating process. So really happy to bring you guys another vendor to be able to do the auto, driver, and vehicle lookups. Go ahead and give them a try. It's a good vendor, and we're happy to be able to provide you guys with some additional solutions inside of the Connect marketplace for some of your lookups and rating. All right, everybody, well, that's all the time we have for today. But before we go, I did want to let you guys in on AppliedNet 2023. It's going to be taking place at the RA Resort in Las Vegas, October 23rd through the 26th. We have some really amazing things to kind of highlight for you guys this year. We've got some new features that we're going to be unveiling. We've got some really great hands-on experience for those who come out. You're actually going to be able to kind of work on and build some stuff all from a hands-on standpoint. So really neat sessions, a lot more stuff that we've got planned. We hope that you guys come out to see us. The whole product team is going to be there so you can interact with us face-to-face and talk about the system, and we can get your input. We always love to do that. So please, we have some special pricing right now for all of our EZLynx attendees if you come. We'd love to have you come out. That's all the time we have for today's show. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. And as we say here in Texas, we'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.